New York City, 1860. To the outside world, this was a city exploding with wealth. Walk down Broadway and you'd hear the crisp clip-clop of imported horses pulling polished carriages. Gas lamps glowed against marble storefronts. The wives of tycoons like the Astors and Vanderbilts glided past in French silk, diamonds catching the light. America was announcing itself to the world, a new power, a new empire. But turn a corner, walk 15 minutes south, and the marble disappears. The street sinks beneath your feet. Pavement gives way to black, sucking mud. The air no longer smells of perfume. It smells of rot, coal smoke, stagnant water, and death. Welcome to the 5 Points, the most dangerous square mile on Earth. Before we step into it, tell me, where are you watching from? Drop your city and country in the comments. It's incredible how far these stories travel. Now, watch your footing. The reason 5 Points was so hellish begins beneath your boots. This land was never meant to exist. Long before slums and gangs, this was Collect Pond, a clean, freshwater lake surrounded by trees. But as New York expanded, city leaders made a catastrophic decision. They drained the pond and filled it with garbage. Dead animals, industrial waste, loose dirt. Then they built homes on top of it. By 1860, the ground was literally rotting. Buildings sank. Walls cracked. Sewage had nowhere to go. Every rainfall turned the streets into a swamp of human waste. Disease thrived here because the neighborhood itself was decaying from below. At the center of it all stood a nightmare made of brick, the old brewery. Once a respectable beer factory, it became a vertical slum. Over 1,000 people crammed into a single collapsing structure. It was so dangerous that for nearly 20 years, police refused to enter it after dark. Broken windows were stuffed with rags. Staircases led nowhere. Inside was a maze of darkness. Some rooms, known as the Den of Thieves, had no windows at all. No light, no airflow. Children were born there who didn't see the sun for years. One space, called the Cave, held 20 families sleeping together on a straw-covered floor. Violence wasn't shocking here. Murder was routine. Bodies sometimes lay untouched for days. Outside wasn't any better. New York had no sanitation system. The city's solution to trash and waste was pigs. Thousands of feral hogs roamed the streets, eating garbage and human filth dumped straight from windows. They were the city's unofficial cleanup crew. Children rode them like horses through knee-deep sludge. A good pair of boots didn't last a minute. Then there were the rag pickers, the absolute poorest of the poor. Armed with metal hooks, they searched the mud for scraps, bones, rags, glass, anything worth a penny. 14 hours of work might earn a crust of bread and a place on a filthy floor to sleep. Those bones? They went to the bone boilers. Factories that boiled rotting carcasses into glue. The stench was described as a physical assault. A thick yellow fog of rendered fat, coal smoke, and decay hung over 5 Points day and night, coating lungs and shortening lives. And yet, this place wasn't only misery, it was also creation. Beneath the slums were dance halls like Almac's. In a country that enforced strict racial separation, Irish immigrants and Black Americans gathered here together. They danced. They drank. They shared rhythm. Irish jigs collided with African shuffles, and something entirely new was born: tap dancing. One of America's first original art forms emerged from the mud. For darker entertainment, there was Kit Burns and Sportsman's Hall. In the center of the bar sat a wooden pit. A sack of live rats, sometimes 100 at once, was dumped inside. Bets were placed on how fast a terrier could kill them. Blood slicked the floor. Gin numbed the crowd. It was brutality as distraction, a way to forget life for an hour. Because in 5 Points, survival meant belonging to something stronger than yourself. This was the age of gangs. The Dead Rabbits, the Plug Uglies, the Roach Guards. These weren't street punks, they were armies. They controlled blocks, elections, and police loyalty. Their battles were medieval. In 1857, a gang war raged for 2 days. Bricks, iron bars, paving stones flew through the streets. The police stood back, powerless. This wasn't crime. It was Civil War, and the danger didn't stop there. It was in your glass of milk. Most milk in New York came from swill dairies. Cows were kept in dark basements, fed hot whiskey mash from distilleries. They were diseased, dying, their bodies literally falling apart. To hide the gray color, milk sellers mixed in chalk, plaster, even eggs. This poison killed an estimated 8,000 infants in Manhattan in a single year. The most heartbreaking victims were the street Arabs, thousands of homeless children. By day, they sold newspapers or shined shoes. By night, they slept over steam grates or in alleys. 5 cents bought shelter. No money meant freezing in the dark. 7-year-olds became businessmen just to survive the night. To fight the chaos, the NYPD turned to something new: photography. Criminals were dragged in and photographed. Faces pinned to walls in the world's first rogues gallery. Detectives studied eyes trying to memorize the enemy. Then everything exploded. In July 1863, the Civil War draft triggered the largest insurrection in American history. For 4 days, New York burned. The mob hunted the wealthy. Black citizens were attacked. The colored orphan asylum was set on fire. Order collapsed so completely that Union troops marched straight from Gettysburg into Manhattan, firing cannons into the streets. Eventually, the city decided 5 Points had to die. Reformer Jacob Riis exposed its horrors through photographs and writing. Public shame forced action. The old brewery was demolished. The slums were erased. Streets were rebuilt. Today, Columbus Park sits quietly over the site. Families play. Elders practice Tai Chi. Few realize they're standing on layers of suffering, resilience, and survival. The mud is gone, but the story of 5 Points still lives. Etched into the DNA of New York City,